they're actually telling you how to do things.
Oh yeah, trust me, I'm picking up what you're putting down. But
I don't know
there's a move I'm missing from. Realize I need this to play out a certain way.
how so.
Think about it for 2 seconds. If she decides, if she moves that way, it shows
Uh,
a heavy hand.
like I said, but they actually we weren't recording at the time, which we really should have been. But there was a lot of those meetings that we realized that there was something going on behind the scenes, as well as when you have a high, let's just say when you have those high numbers and you know that you feel like constantly being watched, those numbers aren't supposed to be there all the time. And the more you look down the rabbit hole, the more those numbers are going to pop up on your screen. To me, it got to the point where it was basically 80% of my time online. It hasn't been that bad since I'm moving away from being chief. They've been reducing my numbers, but I still get watched a lot, even before when I was a main DFG, when I was actually doing the main investigating.
It seems like it's been happening to me more. My thing always goes up to like 4,000, 6,000.
Well, we got one in particular. He's been at 6,000, almost twice to three times to four times a day, and he's actually been hanging around EMS to uncover anything that he can uncover. We have a little buzz problem up there, and we're trying to buzz it out.
I'm just hoping that this can continue. No promises when the new chief is actually on deck, and we need to prepare for how we're actually going to have to move. Franco, are they keeping you in place? Do you think they're going to keep you in place when the new chief is on deck, or are they going to replace you?
I'm assuming they're gonna keep me in here. I did try to apply for the new leader. I do not know what's gonna happen there. There's been a little bit of talk of bringing different people in, like he said earlier. But I'm really hoping to stay here if that it doesn't go the other way.
The only thing that I can the only thing I can say on that is make sure by any means necessary to stay in the position that you're in,
Yes,
because
sir.
we're definitely going to need it. And if Chief Snow is not going to be on deck on the inside, then that means we only have you and maybe one more other.
Oh, I mean, I'm an on every server. There's not much that escapes from me.
Well, Chief, I expect nothing less from you.
But I do have a star currently watching the board right now, and if we need to, he can lay some eyes on things for us.
We need to figure out exactly who's the who's the son in all this.
I think that goes higher. That goes pretty high up there. I'm pretty sure. I know that there's a couple stars that are actually in that are actually properly doing the right thing, but there's some stars that just don't care. I know that our main star of our server is definitely one of the main heads of the Tiger and lashing out at everybody that gets in their way. So that's why, if you didn't notice, the ghosting hack appeared out of nowhere. Some of these hacks are actually being created by stars, and it's usually, if you notice, there's usually one that pops up there before each different season of your raids and everything like that for the gangs. We believe there's a monopoly for the certain gangs to be on top.
Hmm. Interesting. I'll definitely keep it noted. By the way, Steve Gans, right next to me, is one of my DFG candidates. Hopefully, he gets it. Franco, I want you to be able to work very closely with Mr. Gans. Mr. Gans, you're okay with me revealing your former IRL title?
Solid copy.
So, with that being said, Mr. Gans here used to be a retired Army Sergeant Major.
Very nice,
So,
sir. I look forward to working more with you in the future.
May as well, sir.
yep.
You know, I'm always having a pleasure to work with y'all.
Come on, Chief. I've been waiting for this one so we could actually work more tight. Plus, at the same time, too, we know you boys are allowing us to actually help you guys out. So if we can bolster some of the forces there and keep some of the gangs down so that, things are a little bit more peaceful, makes me happy.
I do have some extra zombies myself out there in the same zone, and they're keeping different eyes on different areas, trying to get in different zones. Mostly, I'm trying to get the evidence that I need to get.
Well, I can't put my name in the hat until after I'm completely done with this. Plus, I already told you guys as soon as I'm done with being FG here, guess where I'm going? To PD. So I'll make sure my birdies are where they need to be.
Tweet, tweet.
But with that being said, roleplay wise, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kidnappings happening quite shortly. Do you guys have enough police officers for that role play?
We can get it set up if, yeah, we can get that set up.
We
Make
do
sure that
have
happens.
some officers that aren't content with if there's a new chief from outside the zone. They're not really wanting to be a part of the faction at that point. They're kind of strongly suggesting that they want to be in house only. But those numbers aren't very high. It's only a select few.
Is there any way to rally them?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not.
I
One
mean,
or
I'm
two of them
pretty.
told me that they want to follow my footsteps.
And you thought you wasn't gonna make an imprint, but no, across the board, as long as you guys can rally them. So far, I think what was the closing remark? What got me the FG position? Because I was in training. I didn't have a good signal, so I'm not even confident that the admins were able to really hear most of what I was saying anyway. But most of my army was backing me on that FG position. So it was between me, Duppy, Vibes, Brecken, and Leroy. That's it.
Brecken. There's another one.
Yeah.
And just as a future heads up, when Suede decides to retire, I will be going for it.
Well, here's hoping that it actually stays in house.
Yes, sir.
That way, hopefully,
I
we
do know
can keep everything quiet.
the lead star doesn't really like anybody stepping on her toes, or if they get too much influence, she doesn't like that. I found that out pretty quick.
Well,
But the fact that I had a star as my left hand was kind of holding the whole wall back. But that star is planning to leave if we get somebody from outside, from what I'm hearing. But there's still going to be a star.
Yeah, I don't know that person personally, but I've heard she's a Charlie Foxtrot.
Damn.
Oh, that's putting it lightly.
Well, here's the thing. We gonna have to be able to pull these stars as close as we can to the boat. I'd rather have them sitting right next to me at the dinner table than across from me in the next house. So let's get real close to these stars. Let's develop that trust and confidence from that side of the house, and that in itself is gonna help us in the future.
I would suggest make we can make a map or do checkpoints on certain parts of the map near these contested zones, cutting off the gang members' routes to the actual contested zones.
True.
The one near Harbor seems to be a hot zone all the time. It's hard being alive in there for very long.
Well, you know what the beautiful thing about it is. I got shooters. Yeah, I know you got shooters as well. By the way, I'm thinking of hosting, just some daily boot camps, just coming on through, just in case you need some of your officers to be, shooter trained. That way, it
We
keeps
need
some of
some.
my staff active.
We need some moving wall training. Basically, have a Bearcat roll and train people to actually follow the Bearcat properly.
Oh, that's easy.
Do do rotating firing so that we cover support fire.
I got Steve to actually lead that one, and I got Snow as a major backup anyway. So you got some service members over here that to be able to provide that training. No problem.
Is
We've been
all of Army
actually
coming down from the mountain?
Wait, say again?
Is all of Army coming down from the mountain, or is it only selected members?
It's always selected members at certain periods of time.
Copy. Franco, do you have anything to add?
Not at the moment. Not right now. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to working with you guys very much, and yeah, that's all I have to say.
As for key locations, there's other locations like this hotspot over here that I'm at, that we're at currently, as well as other places around the map that are available to us that have little quiet hangout zones.
You know what I'm thinking? So there's a new
And that lead,
gang. There's a new gang that is starting to pop up. It's called NBS. I guess it stands
I've
for
seen them.
Nobody's Safe. So that gang was made by Murder Kayla.
Oh shoot.
So what this is what I'm thinking. If this is done right, I might be able to figure out a way. Since I mean they're already in the gang, they already deal with the gang houses. Might be able to keep tabs on the gangs through NBS. Don't quote me on it, but let me figure a few things out.
What gang house do they usually hang around?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna
I
have to
think it's
talk to.
GH2. It's one of them quiet ones.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll figure it out from there. But as long as we have an end, I'm happy.
I'm pretty sure there's a star still at GH5 and GH6, but I'm not sure who they are.
Well, that aligns with my tactics. Keep them right next to me, not across.
But GH1 is one of the main stars as well as GH3. But we can actually send people to infiltrate the gangs, no problem. That actually won't be an issue at all. We had some contested people that didn't really see eye to eye with some PD that might cause me issue if I try to approach. But we can get other people in there.
Sounds good to me. And don't forget, I also got vibes back in the army now.
Oh, nice.
So
Is he
far
on deck fully?
yeah, he's on deck. He's a sergeant right now.
We also have Jay Jamaica's other profile in the Army as well.
We got Robin Williams in RPD. I can't remember his name that he's on y'all side though. I've been seeing a lot of y'all's what's it called? Leather hard hats, I guess. The soldiers with helmets.
Yeah,
I've been seeing a lot of random ones in the city sometimes. If they have a basic soft hat, does that count?
yeah, that counts as well. But soft hats
Okay.
shouldn't be out there unless they on time off requests or vacation. If they in vacation, they're not wearing uniforms. But if they're on time off, they only got around about between 20 and 30 minutes to actually do what they got to do and then come back to base. By the way,
Oh, about your.
Sunday
Oh, go ahead.
on Sunday, I'll be cutting my soldiers for liberty. That means more soldiers are gonna be off the base on Sunday doing what they want to do. That way, I don't have to approve all these time off requests, and they have a free day to kind of relax, unwind before we snap back in.
What I did was I just started a regular work week where I offered people 1 day vacations a week or 2 day vacations a week where they could choose 2 different days.
I thought it was only 1 and 3.
Well, yeah, but you issue one at the very beginning of the week, then you issue one at the end of the week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it was to help keep, or we could issue, or I issued like the 3 day one was like if they didn't want to take the one every other now and then, and some officers are actually taking it up more. I've had a lot of less in house problems from that. It helps to reduce their stress. But
I,
also you said you're gonna need a body cam of Sulky Dome or Silky Dome, whatever his name is.
yeah,
The guy that's always hanging
hey,
out with Bob Rich.
yeah, 100%. I'm gonna need that body cam. Admins have been pressing pressing pretty hard about that body cam thing. So you'll notice from our reprimand channel is literally all body cams. There's no picture evidence that's there.
Well, he actually, the only body cam I have is actually me driving down the road and then him showing up on my. We have a pink chat that goes across our board that tells us whenever somebody's actually being arrested or jailed or anything like that, and it just says that he turned himself in for two 111s. And then he called me. I didn't have my body cam at the current moment of time when he called me. It was actually in the short time period I didn't have my body cam on because I was having a private conversation. But he called me in the middle of last night around like 11:30 at night, telling me that he had two violations on him, and the violations that I actually knew that he had on him that he turned himself in were earlier that morning. So he actually by CG was telling me that he's actually had multiple violations on him throughout the whole day. So we've been keeping an eye on it, or at least I've been checking it lately.
Yeah. So that in itself is free game. If you have a recording of yourself or of him confessing to those violations, that's right there, and he turns himself in, good to go. But we can't hit him for double jeopardy. Make sense? Like if you hit him for that violation, you do put him in jail. He comes back to me. Technically, he's already been adjudicated at that time frame. However, if you hit him for that, there is no adjudication. He comes to me. I can 100% hammer him for that aspect.
Yeah, I can definitely, we can definitely figure that out. But I mean, he hasn't been on the board since he called me. He actually called me kind of upset about it because he seemed like he knew that he was gonna possibly get a rep. I don't know if he just knew the fact that he has me on his friends list now, so I could see him and he could see me.